Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video, and welcome back to another weekly update video. I don't know if I have anything to really go in depth and talk about today. I might just be talking lightly about some different topics. But hey, that works just as well for a weekly update video, and maybe this time it won't get as long as the more recent ones have, you know, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, shit like that. I'm sure you guys don't want to sit through that kind of crap, so I'm gonna try and keep this as short as possible, you know. But things happen. I start rambling, I start getting all these different thoughts in my head, and then I have to get them out, and then I don't really care for how much time has passed. I just want to get my thoughts out, that sort of thing. So yeah, the one thing in particular I wanted to talk about, lightly, is just how much we have grown over the, I guess the past few weeks. It's been insane. I've had the highest amount of subscriber growth on the channel in 1 month that I have seen in about a year, or a year and a half. Whenever I released that how to install Cities Skylines mods video, because that video gave me like 300 subscribers over the course of like a couple months. But it's just this this quote-unquote natural growth, because that was a how-to video. That wasn't like based on any of my actual content that I like producing. So this is the largest amount of natural growth I have received on the channel ever, in 1 month. And it's been insane to see, especially because we are gaining subscribers almost every day now. And I am so not accustomed to that. I so did not expect that a few weeks ago. You know, it's been so weird. It's been so weird. And so amazing at the same time. And I can't thank you guys enough for that. You guys do so much for me. You know, you keep my hopes up for a lot of different things, because I have a tendency to get a pessimistic view about a lot of things. You know, especially when something doesn't go my way. I tend to get a pessimistic view of a lot of different things, and the fact that the YouTube channel is doing really well has kept my hopes up, kept me optimistic about a lot of different things, and overall it's worked out a lot better for me than being pessimistic and viewing everything in a negative light. So thank you guys for that, and just thank you for supporting the channel as much as you have. I can't thank you guys enough for that, as I already said. You guys, see, it's amazing that people support smaller channels at all, because the smaller channels, they're still right there in the beginning phases. You know, they have flaws, and not to say that bigger channels don't have flaws, but smaller channels have flaws that bigger channels have already, you know, fixed. Like, you know, maybe the smaller channels don't have as good of equipment. Maybe the editing isn't as good with smaller channels. Maybe the thumbnails aren't as good. You know, that sort of thing. You know, and so it amazes me that people support any small channels at all, mine included. You know, I'm really happy to see it, but it amazes me because, you know, knowing me, I do support some small channels, but I don't like, you know, bad audio. I don't like, you know, bad editing, or, well, not really lack of, because that doesn't really matter. But bad editing, or a very large amount of editing, you know, and some of the channels I, you know, have checked out, the smaller channels that I've checked out and, you know, thought about subscribing to, I've avoided because of the equipment, the bad equipment, or poor equipment, or the just, I don't know, the lack of quality, like because my expectations have been set higher because of larger channels who probably have more people helping them out, have more time on their hands because they're completely dedicated to their YouTube channels because they can afford to be, that sort of thing. So, and I understand while I'm looking at these channels that, hey, they're smaller channels, they don't have as much time on their hands, they have jobs, they have lives, they can't afford to spend all of their time on YouTube, they can't afford, better equipment, they can't, do as much as other larger YouTube channels, but that, I don't know, that kind of just gets stored in the back of my mind while I'm looking for channels to subscribe to, so that's why it amazes me that you guys, that a lot of people, support smaller channels at all. That's why it amazes me. Sorry if my voice is a little monotone. I just woke up like half an hour ago and I need my coffee. But yeah, that was my little rant about that. Jesus Christ, we're already approaching 7 minutes. I didn't even realize that. See, I told you guys that happens. I get caught up in a topic and then I don't even realize that I'm going on and 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 on about it. So yeah. Luckily, I don't think there's anything else in mind. I know I said, I wanted to talk lightly about a bunch of different topics, but that's because I didn't really know what I wanted to talk about. I didn't know if I wanted to discuss sports or, oh, that reminded me. Now, I am going to mention Donald Trump, but it's not like to cast bad light on other candidates. It's not to talk about a view he has or a view I have. It's completely like deprived of politics. What I'm going to say. So I follow this one Trump supporter on Twitter. And, because I support Trump, that's how it works. You support people who support your favorite person. And so he or she tweeted a picture out of two Nebraska farmers. They were staring at a thunderstorm rolling in, and it was a pretty good looking thunderstorm. I'm really amused by meteorology, sorry. And they were sitting there staring at it, and the tweet read, two Nebraska farmers staring at an oncoming thunderstorm, and then it said, remember to vote for Donald Trump in November. And that made me laugh because it had no place whatsoever in that tweet at all. It was just so weird to see that in there because it was just a picture of two Nebraska farmers and then remember to vote for Donald Trump in November. Now I understand that Nebraska is having its primaries, soon, but still, that it didn't have any place in it whatsoever. I wish I could show you guys the tweet, but I can't even remember who tweeted it out. So not only that, but I don't want to put their Twitter handle or their name or whatever on there, just out of fear that that someone who sees this video will go out and bash them because they support Trump, that sort of thing. I'm not gonna put their name or put their Twitter handles out there because that's not right. I wouldn't want someone putting my Twitter handle out, to let people know that, hey, this guy supports Trump, because I know I would get some hate. So I'm sure I'm doing him or her a favor. But yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about for this weekly update video. Is there anything else? Anything else on my mind? NHL. Penguins. My Pittsburgh Penguins. they lost last night, but they're still up in the series 3-2. And then Game 6, I don't know when it is, probably Monday, but it's in Pittsburgh. And the Penguins have to win that game, to close out the series. Because if they don't, they're going to lose the series. And the fact that they were up 3-1 and they lose the series, that bothers me more than if they lost Game 7 and it was 3-3 and it was neck and neck the whole way. That would bother, having that big of a lead and then losing it, in the end. That bothers me a whole lot more than, losing a neck and neck sort of thing. The same thing, happens with basketball and other sports. Like, I had a basketball game on Saturday, or yesterday for me, and we lost by 1 point, but the game was really tight the whole way. It would have felt a hell of a lot worse if we were up by 20 and then we lost by 1 point at the end. It would have felt like hell, like shit, and I'm sure you guys understand what I'm saying, what I mean by that. Anyone who plays sports, anyone who watches sports, or both, and that can even be tied into, video games, you're playing a game and you're winning really big, and then the other player or team makes a comeback and you end up losing. Feels a lot worse than a neck and neck game that you lose. So yeah, sound off about anything I've said today in the comments section below. I don't want you guys to get political because I mentioned Trump or anything, because I've been trying to keep politics off the channel, and I know I brought him up, but that had nothing to do with politics. I was just something funny that I saw on Twitter. Had nothing to do with politics, so please don't get political in the comments. That's gonna stir up problems that I don't want to deal with. Stir up shit that's gonna make people leave. They're gonna get the people angry, start flame wars, that sort of thing. It's just not something that I want, not something that the community wants here. So please keep those thoughts to yourself. But sound off on anything I talked about in the comments section below. And if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like. And I almost did my actual outro, but then I remembered that I don't do that for weekly update videos, because that doesn't make any sense to do it in a weekly update video. Well, I don't know. There's one more thing on my mind. One more thing. I've been thinking about doing, instead of 3 videos in my outro, I've been thinking about doing 1. And that's because whenever I'm editing and I have a backlog of videos, but I don't have a backlog of videos actually rendered, and ready to use, I don't have videos, to use in my outro. So I would have to use like the same 3 videos over and over and over again. And it would look really bad, if you had 6 videos over the course of 3 days with the same exact outro. So I've been thinking about, changing it up, having 1 video in the outro, and see if that works out. I don't know how I would design it, though, because I feel like I can't use the same format I've been using, but at the same time I want to, because I'm not a creative person when it comes to outros and graphics design, so I'm not sure I would be able to come up with anything else. So we'll see. I'll give it some time to think about. And if you see any changes in the outro, you'll know that my decision was made. So yeah. Alright, that's it for this weekly update video, guys. We are approaching 15 minutes, and I thought I wouldn't reach that mark, but I guess we have. Alright, guys, I'll talk to you later.